Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here. You guys have the hardest job of any Bassmaster Elite Series crowd in history. Because normally there's, thousands of you, but obviously this is the world's longest two-day tournament. We've been here for stranded in Escanaba, basically, for the last little while, and we've had a great time. I want to thank everybody for being an incredible host and having us out here, and finally got out on the water, and we are going to decide this today. We started 7 months ago, this Angler of the Year battle. All of our anglers with one goal at the beginning. Most of them with two goals. One to win Angler of the Year, the other to make the Bassmaster Classic. And a lot of those goals are going to be accomplished today. One angler will be our Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, and then it's about 38 anglers. We'll find out how it all works out, how many of them get into the Bassmaster Classic. But once again, I want to thank all of you, and as I said, you guys have a very important job, more important than any other crowd. We were in Philadelphia, and those guys had it easy. I mean, they're the loudest, craziest crowd we've ever had in Bassmaster history. But there was thousands of them, and there's dozens of you guys. So you guys need to make lots and lots of noise, because we started with 107 pros, and cut it down to 50. Only the top 50 anglers made it here to Escanaba, Michigan, to be here in this event. And I think it only makes sense that we make lots and lots of noise, show them the respect. The best in the world going to be crossing this stage in just a few minutes. So I don't want you to make noise yet, because I don't want you to get burnt out, okay? But when we bring the anglers, some of you already look burnt out, but when we bring the anglers across here, I want you to make lots and lots of noise. We're about ready to weigh these fish, but before we do that, we need to bring out our tournament director. A little noise for Mr. Trip Weldon. Trip, I told you just a few minutes ago, basically, this week Trip was like Santa Claus. You know how when you were a kid and you'd wake up in the morning, you'd want to see Santa Claus and see what he left. Well, that's how our anglers were, but Santa was sending a text and find out whether we went fishing or not. But incredibly tough job, incredibly tough changing weather conditions, but obviously safety first. You made the right calls here, and no matter what way you look at it, we're going to crown a champion here in just a little while.
We are, Dave. As you and I talked about on a .com update a while ago, it's been a long 7 months and 3 days. These 3 days have seemed like 7 months. But, it was a B.A.S.S decision. A lot of input, including Larry, our harbor master here, who has expertise on this water. So at the end of the day, we kept the anglers safe. Saturday, we could have gone out but it was just too risky, we thought, and they were still out at Fairport. There were 22-mile-an-hour winds with 28-mile-an-hour gusts at 10 a.m. So, but I hear it's bumpy out there today. But what a great place to fish. Certainly it's been fun being up here. Beautiful area. I want to thank Rick and all the people here, Larry with Escanaba. Paul Sachs, our Michigan Federation president, he's provided all of our volunteer support. And it's just been an incredible week, and it's been an incredible year, Dave. I want to thank you. You've done another phenomenal job. On behalf of Eric Lopez, our Director of Operations, I want to thank our BASS staff, our JM crew, our .com crew, our media crew, all of our paparazzi right here on the front row. And I know I'm probably leaving people out. All of our tournament staff, our guys, they go up and down the road. And it's just been another great year on the Elite Series, and about to wind her down here and crown our Toyota Angler of the Year champion. And last but not least, certainly I want to thank all of our great sponsors, many of whom were here this week. They had to pack up and move on to the next event, but we appreciate their support. And obviously we couldn't do it without those guys.
Definitely couldn't, but we are ready. You guys ready to see some anglers, see some fish? I've never been more excited to MC a tournament in my life. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I got one more thing. Don Barone left, and he handed me a white towel. And this is for Pooley. Pooley was a long time. James Pooley Dawson started Bass about 1972, and we buried him at the Cayuga event. I missed that event to attend his services. And he was 75 years old, a great friend, a great member of our family. Was by Ray Scott's side forever and ever and ever. And I often say this, that he went to more B.A.S.S events than any one single person, James Pooley Dawson. And he was the guy, if you remember the classics when we'd weigh in the round, he's out there in the middle waving the white towel, and Don said, we'll never start another bass weigh-in without the white towel. So this is for Pooley.
All right, an incredible year here in the Bassmaster Elite Series, and one of the things that's very exciting about this year isn't just the same old cast of characters. I mean, for a lot of years, we've had a lot of different anglers that have, and this year it seems like there's been a real strong young crop, and we're going to start it off with one of the strongest. Give me a little love. His first season on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Started off the day in second place in this event, Brandon Lester. He is the Carhartt Big Bass leader. Had 24 pounds and 2 ounces. He's got 5 fish, needs 5 ounces to take the lead here. Let's see if he's got it. 16 pounds, 10 ounces. 16 pounds, 10 ounces. A tougher day today, but enough to put him in the lead here. $16 pounds, 10 ounces. We talked backstage, Brandon. I mean, your goal coming into this deal, it's all about the Bassmaster Classic. I mean, a win here in this event would be nice, but we've got kind of 2 events happening, but really just one event. I mean, this event, it's all about the Angler of the Year points and Angler of the Year paycheck. Winning this particular round or this event does not pay. I mean, it pays for your work all year. So congratulations. You're going to get a big paycheck no matter what happens, but your ultimate goal to get to the Bassmaster Classic. How many years have you been dreaming of that?
Dude, you see that little boy right there, the little blonde-headed one? Since I was about his size, and that's no doubt. My mom and my dad are sitting right here on the front row, and they'll tell you that's all I've ever dreamed of my whole life is making the Bassmaster Classic. So to stand here and know that I've done that is an amazing, amazing feeling, man. I'm very blessed, I got to say.
Tell me about your day. Tell me about your week.
Today, I got about the same number of bites. I just didn't get any of those 4 to 5 pound bites. I started out the morning, I hooked 2, and they were biting funny right off the bat. I guess it was the real cold night. The third one, I finally got a hook in him. I get him up next to the boat. He's a 5-pounder. I go to grab him, and he's hooked in the eye. And, you know, they've got to be hooked in the mouth here. So he had to go back. So, you know, I went on through the day and never got another 5 to 6 pound bite like I have been. But, you know, still caught a lot of fish, still had a lot of fun. Caught all my fish this week on a 6'10" MHX rod, a drop shot rig, a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight, #1 mustad drop shot hook, and several different little small drop shot worms that imitate the gobies and all that good stuff. But all in all, a really fun year. Gotta say thank you to all my sponsors: Mudhole Custom Tackle, Phoenix, Mercury, Power Pole, Costa, Optima batteries. I got the best products in the world, and it makes it easy to do my job, man.
You're truly one of the best there is, and welcome to the Bassmaster Elite Series, and unofficially, congratulations for making the Classic. This guy not trying to make his first Classic. He's a former Classic champion, a 2-time Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year from 96 South Carolina, Davey Height. Had 14 pounds, 11 ounces yesterday. Looks like a much better day here today. 5 fish, all alive. 23 pounds and an ounce. Davey Height rockets into second place with 37 pounds and 12 ounces. Digging deep in that Berkeley Havoc weighing bag as he holds them high. Let's hear it for him, Escanaba, Michigan. Wow, what a rally on day number, whatever it is. It's day number 2, but take 12. But what changed? Did you have that opportunity to lose some fish on the first day, or what happened?
You know, I did, and I hate to complain about losing fish, but the first day, my first 2 bites were my biggest fish, and I lost both of them. They both jumped twice, had them right by the boat, and they just came unbuttoned, and it probably cost me the Bassmaster Classic. But, you know, I turned to my marshal after I lost the second one. I just said, you know, there's nothing else I can do. You know, these brown fish get away some days, and some days you catch them. You know, I never lost a fish today.
Well, you came through, and you're, you know, most people think you're kind of done your job here, but you're actually going to do something else here right now, correct?
Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about it. I should have been focusing a little more on the fishing maybe the last hour, but I had a good bag, and, you know, I've been doing first look all year, and we've been talking to the anglers right before they weigh in, the top guys. I'm really excited today. I'm going to talk to the top 3 Angler of the Year guys and talk to them about their entire year, not only this tournament, so really excited about that.
Before you go, real quick, I mean, that's a goal that you've accomplished, and the guys in first and second both have been second in that race before. But what does this mean to you guys as anglers? That award, how's it going to change somebody's life?
Well, it means so much. I was just talking to Brandon Lester back there. He just made his first classic, and I said, don't ever forget it. I started taking a few of them for granted after I started making a few. You never know when it's going to be your last one. You know when it is your first one, but you need to enjoy everyone equally. And these guys that are battling out for Young Angler of the Year, 2 of the top 3 have been second multiple times. I finished second in a Bassmaster Classic one time, and that was like sticking a knife in my heart. Luckily, the 2 times I was in contention to win Angler of the Year, I won them both. But, somebody's going to be the happiest fishing day of their lives today, and the other one's going to be a knife in the heart. It's just what we do.
Well, we want to thank you for being here and congratulate you on another great season on the Bassmaster Elite Series. From Blackbird, South Carolina, former Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion and Bassmaster Classic qualifier, Andy Montgomery. Had 21 pounds and 2 ounces on day number 1, looking for 19-11 to take the lead in this event. 21 pounds and 10 ounces with 42 pounds and 12 ounces. Andy Montgomery moves into the lead here at this event and is unofficially inside our Bassmaster Classic cut for now. Current Angler of the Year position, 33rd place, I believe, and that will get worked out before this is all done here. But you had a lot of pressure coming in. You were one of the guys that was outside of that Classic cut coming into this, but a big tournament put you inside of it, and I know you got your fingers crossed and hope you stay there.
Yeah, I did what I could do. We had a small craft advisory the last 3 days, and I don't think we had one today. But today at about 10:30, Andy Montgomery issued a small craft advisory. For about the last hour or so, my best place, I had to fish out of the floor of the boat. And I was actually catching them pretty good when I left, but I wanted to make sure I got back. That's all I can do and hope it works out.
You've done your job. We'll see how the numbers work out here at the end of this weigh-in. Took an Elite Series win earlier this year from Bella Vista, Arkansas, Mike McClelland. Mike McClelland had 15 pounds and 11 ounces coming into this day. Had 17 pounds, 10 ounces today. Moves into 4th place with 33 pounds, 5 ounces. And Mike McClelland, via his win earlier this year, had absolutely no pressure on him coming into this event. Unlike these first few anglers we talked to that are basically shaking like a leaf, hoping that they stay in the Classic, you're going via your win earlier this year, so a lot less pressure on you than them.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And the one thing about it, when you come fish for brown ones, it's good to be in that position because normally when we come up north, largemouth play so much, but thank goodness we're up far enough north. I don't know that we've seen a largemouth this week, and I love to catch brown fish. And I mean, y'all don't know how fortunate you are to have a fishery like this, and it's just been a blast this week. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of fish everywhere, but when you find them, I basically stayed in one little bay for the 2 days that we competed and caught, I think I had 20 some today and caught 30 or more the first day, and you just see them swimming everywhere, and it's just a blast to try to make them bite. But it's been a great week. I caught all my fish this week on a Zoom tube, a McStick 110, a McStick 115, and a swim bait. It's just been a lot of fun. But before I get out of here, I want to thank the people that make it possible for me to be here, Geico and Stratus. I mean, I'm going to use some Geico insurance this week. I knocked my lower unit off the first day, so we're gonna go back to Geico and get that fixed. But Stratus, Mercury, and my wife and all my family that makes it possible for me to do this. Thank you all.
Congratulations on another great season. Look forward to seeing you at the Classic. He was our day 1 leader in this event. Already won an event at our first event this year from Phoenix, Arizona. Brett Height. Started the day with 24 pounds, 6 ounces, got 5 fish, looking for 18.7 to take the lead. 17 pounds and 15 ounces, not going to take the lead, but with 42 pounds, 5 ounces, Brett Height moves into 2nd place here at the final Bassmaster Elite Series event of the 2014 season. So a good finish no matter what way you look at it. But this is your first season here in the Bassmaster Elite Series, and boy, oh boy, you've had an incredible year. I mean, started off, you couldn't start it off any better, a win at our very first event. And ever since then, no pressure because you're going to the Classic.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I started off, won Okeechobee, and then came to the first Elite event, won that, and just been kind of, put it on cruise control and going out and fishing with a lot of confidence and just having, I think the biggest thing is having fun and enjoying what you do. I'm very fortunate to, do what I love to do for a living and live in the outdoors. And you know, if I couldn't be an office job guy. You know, I like being outside, and very, very blessed. But I obviously want to thank my sponsors and my family, my wife and my mom and dad for supporting me. You know, we're gone a lot, and you know, it's just been a phenomenal year. I'm looking forward to the Bassmasters Classic and nice little off time.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing you there. Congratulations on a great season. Speaking of office jobs, I mean, we have to point it out. I mean, we probably have more people not working in offices right now. We'd like to welcome them, okay? And it's okay. Tell your boss it's fine. It's the Angler of the Year celebration. You can watch. From Waco, Texas, here he is, a former Classic champion, Alton Jones. 14 pounds and 8 ounces to start the day. He's got 5 fish here today, looking to get inside the Bassmaster Classic. 16 pounds, 11 ounces. Going to give you 31 pounds and 3 ounces and currently move you into 6th place in this tournament. So, Alton, you came into this event and, you know, obviously a lot of years, I mean, very rarely are you in the final event hoping to stay inside the Classic cut. So that's the good news. But unfortunately, this year is one of them. And maybe a little more pressure because I know you really want to go to Lake Hartwell again.
Well, I really do. You know, that has a special memory for me, winning the 2008 Classic there. And, you know, I'll just have to sit back there and bite my nails. It feels kind of like I probably just fell out of Classic contention this week. And but, you know, in this sport, you take the bad with the good. You're not going to catch them every single day. And but, you know, my trust is in the Lord. And, you know, whether I catch him or whether I don't, he gets the glory for it.
Well, I know you have a tradition week after week. You share a verse with everybody in the crowd, so I'd like to give you that opportunity now.
Yeah, thanks. In this verse, it's Luke 8:25, and the disciples were out in the boat with Jesus, and there was a big storm that came up, and they thought they were all going to die because of the big waves, and so I thought it was appropriate. The verse says this. It says, "They were fearful and afraid, and saying to themselves, 'Who then is this? He commands even the winds and the water, and they obey him.'" Thank y'all, and God bless.
Wish you luck and see how this works out. Another guy who would love to get to that South Carolina Classic, a 2-time Classic qualifier, Marty the Party Robinson. Marty Robinson started today with 16 pounds and 5 ounces. Looks like a much better day here today. £21, 11 ounces. Marty Robinson with 38 pounds even moves up our Angler of the Year list, currently moves into 35th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points, hoping to stay in that top 38 and qualify for the Bassmaster Classic. So, Marty, a better day today than day number one. What changed out there?
Oh, yeah, a lot better day. You know, I just was able to get on my primary location. You know, and that's why y'all invert the field. And, you know, the first day I didn't, you know, there was a couple guys there and I didn't get on it. And, you know, I pulled up and then I left. I didn't try to get in there on those guys. And then today, you know, I was the first one there and I got set up good and I caught some good fish. And but, you know, this whole week I've run this Yamaha and Skeeter all over the lake in this big water Skeeter boats.
Well, no, you didn't. For a couple of days you didn't run it anywhere, my friend.
Well, I tell you this, the 2 days that I did run it, in practice, I know I had one rough day and about beat myself to death, but the Skeeter water goes good in you know, in that rough water. And, you know, this whole year I fished with those Lose Reels, Castaway, Invicta Series rods. And, you know, those are great rods. You need to check them out. It's got the new wind grips on them. And I just want to thank Zoom, Buckeye, and Lose also.
Well, we'd like to thank you and congratulate you on another great season. We sure hope to see you at the Classic.
And my wife. I want to thank my wife and kids back out.
A former Bassmaster Classic champion, 5-time Bassmaster winner for Emory, Texas, Takahiro Amore. Tuck at 14 pounds and 4 ounces yesterday. Today, 21 pounds and 10 ounces. Takahiro Amore moves into 6th place currently. And inside our Bassmaster Classic cut at this point, and maybe a brand new Carhartt Big Bass leader. Overall, Big Bass for the tournament is 6 pounds, 4 ounces for the day. Carhartt Big Bass is 5 pounds and 3 ounces. Let's put this bad boy on the scale and see what we've got. 5 pounds and 4 ounces. So you take the lead for today, but is it enough to get to the Bassmaster Classic?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I have fishing hard all year. Then all of a sudden, end of the year, I come like a couple bad tournament. So you can have so many bad days, So I'm glad finally this thing is over. Then hopefully this is enough.
Well, you are inside the cut right now, so we'll wish you luck. I'd sure love to see you back at the Bassmaster Classic. Here's a guy who seems to go to the Bassmaster Classic year after year from Brookville, Indiana, Bill Lowen. We'll see now why weren't the rest of you like that. If everybody did that, people would think there's thousands of people here online. 4 fish today, 16 pounds and 10 ounces. So a good day for 4 fish, but unfortunately one short of that limit, 16 pounds and 10 ounces. Hold them high and get loud for Bill Lowen. Current Angler of the Year ranking is 20th place right now, so got to be feeling good about going to the back to the Bassmaster Classic, but nothing's official until this is all done.
Yeah, exactly. I was 33rd after the first day, and I hate being that close to the bubble. But I don't have any excuse. This lake just kicked my butt this week. I just couldn't get it going. I had a really good practice. In practice, I had the biggest 5-fish limit of smallmouth I ever caught. I'm figuring it was right around 28 pounds. That's giant. And then to come into the event and not do so well. But hopefully I punched my ticket for the Classic. This year for me has just been an emotional roller coaster ride. I don't think everybody realizes how hard it truly is out there to go and do this day in and day out and make a living doing it. And like I said, it's been an emotional roller coaster ride. I'm totally stressed out mentally, and I'm ready for it to be over. It's awesome to live my dream and get to do what I like to do, but boy, let me tell you, I am wore out. It's time to get in the woods, time to get them flambeau duck decoys out and them buck knives, go spend a little time in the woods, and I'd like to thank all my sponsors that make it possible for me to be up here, my family. I got an awesome support crew, and I couldn't do it without them.
All right, we'll wish you luck. Keep our fingers crossed for you. Going to make this official at the end of this deal. Our next angler is weighing in the 5 biggest fish in Bassmaster history. He's a 4-time Bassmaster winner from Lake Havasu City, Arizona, Dean the Machine Rojas. Dean Rojas had a giant day on day number 1, 22 pounds even. Backing it up here on day number 2 with 5 fish. 18 pounds and 14 ounces. Dean Rojas moves into 3rd place with 40 pounds and 14 ounces and unofficially punches his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. Get loud for Dean Rojas. Currently inside our top 10 in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. So while a lot of guys are going to be sweating it out backstage, Dean, you are not going to be one of those guys. Going back to the Bassmaster Classic, and does that ever get old?
No, it never gets old. All these guys, we work our tails off, to all year long to try and qualify for the biggest game in town. That's the Bassmasters Classic, and it's just it's the end to a great year. A good year. I would have liked to win an event and run for Angler of the Year, but to finish out up here and to catch the kind of smallmouth, those are some of the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught in my life. And I know we grow them big down at Lake Havasu, but we don't grow them that big, not yet anyways. So, but, I want to say a special thanks. I had a young lady in the boat with me today. Her name was Anna. She's 70 years young. There she is right there. And I had a terrific day with her today. She was just cheering me on all the way through. It makes it special when you're out there and you see the excitement that our marshals experience along with us as we catch our fish and everything, and always saying good things and motivating you, because it's long out there. It's hard sometimes out there on the water, especially on a place like this, which is so big and just a lot of water out there, and it's dangerous. It's big water, but. I couldn't do this without my sponsors. It's the last term of the year, so I want to run through all of them. Gander Mountain, great company. They've been with me for 5 years. Skeeter Yamaha powers me all the way through the whole season. I ran great all year long. The great people at Spro and Duckett, Lowrance, Rigid, Gamakatsu, Big Bite, the great people at Gemini make me look good up here. So thank you all so much for coming here. I look forward to coming back, and we'll see you at the Bassmasters Classic.
Look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations on another great year here in the Bassmaster Elite Series. But, Tripp, as Dean pointed out, our marshals an integral part of this whole deal.
They are, Dave. For $125, you get to ride with the Dean Rojas's of the world. And just watch Bassmaster.com. We'll be taking entries for next year in the next several weeks, the next 4 to 6 weeks. Just go to Bassmaster.com for all the details to enter our marshal program for next year.
All right, definitely check that out. One of the best ways to learn to become a better angler, but one of the best in the business. Hot off a win last week all the way out in Nevada at the U.S. Open from Payson, Arizona, Clifford Perch. Clifford Perch made the long trip all the way from Nevada to Escanaba, Michigan. How long is that trip?
Well, it was about 4 hours because I put my rods in my rod locker and handed my keys to my dad, and I flew. So he helped me out. I got to thank my family, my dad and my family at home, and it made this week a little easier because there's just a lot of distance between here and there.
That's what dads are for, and you had a big day today. 19 pounds and 10 ounces, giving you 36 pounds and 4 ounces. Kind of joked the first day of the tournament. I said, this is just like where you were fishing Lake Mead. I mean, the water's clear in both places, but this morning I guess it was about 34 degrees or whatever. What was the air temperature difference in these two tournaments?
Let's see. I'm not a real good math guy, but I think we're looking at about 80 degrees difference. So yeah, that's pretty different, But there's a lot of similarities. I do a lot of drop shotting out there with a robo worm, and I've got my little Phoenix drop shot rod, and that's mainly what I caught these smallmouth on here this week. And they fish real similar when you're fishing for those kind of fish. So you got that clear water and rocks, and they kind of act the same. So it was a good week, but. This is our last event for a while. I do want to thank my sponsors, Skeeter and Yamaha. I drove all over the place this year with them and never had a...
Well, no, you flew some places.
Well, yeah, on the water. I got to drive up and down the water, and it never had a problem. Just worked perfect the whole year. And Phoenix Rods, Adoption Awareness is a new one of mine, and Dick CPEC Tires and Wheels. They got me some tires here about a month ago, and I've got a lot of miles on them already. So... it's just been a great season. I started a little slow, and I'm hoping that's enough right there to get me in the Classic.
Well, I'll keep our fingers crossed. Love to see you back there, but congratulations on your big win last week, becoming a 3-time U.S. Open champion, 5-time Bassmaster winner from San Mateo, Florida, Big Show, Terry Scroggins. 15 pounds and 9 ounces as of yesterday. Today, unfortunately, just 3 fish. 9 pounds, 11 ounces. Going to finish this tournament with 25 pounds, 4 ounces. And one of the most frustrating years of your career, I got to believe. I mean, year after year, it seemed like always in the top 5 for Angler of the Year. But this year, a little bit different. What changed? It just didn't set up well for you, the schedule, or...
No, I had some missed opportunities this year, and today wasn't any different. I lost 2 4-pounders and broke one off today, but it didn't bother me today. I was already out; didn't bother me at all. So I'll just get ready to go next year and see what happens next year. But I want to thank Toyota for getting me around this great country and all they do for our sport. They're always involved in everything we do. Triton, Yamaha, Hummingbird, Minn Kota for getting me around all these lakes, Duckett, Lewes, High Seas, Yum, and Booyah. Thank you guys, and see you next year.
Congratulations on being here, making it to the top 50, and we will see you next year. Here's a guy we know is going to be in the Bassmaster Classic. Took a win just a month ago from Pittsgrove, New Jersey. Go Ike for Mike Iaconelli. Mike Iaconelli had 17 pounds and 9 ounces as of day number 1. Coming in here on day number 2. Looking to move up that leaderboard and double qualify. 17 pounds, 15 ounces. Consistently catching him. 35 pounds, 8 ounces. And Mike Iaconelli rolled into this Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year race, knowing he's going to the Bassmaster Classic. I mean, it seems like kind of a weird collection of anglers here this week, because you got guys like you that you got nothing to worry about. You know you're doing it. And a lot of guys with so much riding on here. Would that have given you an advantage in this tournament? I think just because you don't have that pressure on you.
You know, it's a funny thing. When you don't have pressure, you think it would give you an advantage. But for me, when I have pressure, I fish better. So maybe I should have had pressure this week. I don't know. I fished kind of mediocre. But either way, this is a phenomenal fishery. Oh, my gosh. We fish all over the place. And to go out and catch 30, 40 a day and average 3.5 pounds, man, where else can you do that? It's an awesome lake. Phenomenal.
Before I let you off stage, we know we're going to see you at the Bassmaster Classic, but tell me about this season. I mean, that phenomenal, historic win in Philadelphia. I mean, the loudest Bassmaster crowd in history, and right in we found out when we went to Philadelphia, Ike is actually the quietest guy from Philadelphia, believe it or not. But tell me about your season.
Season was awesome. Anytime you win one, it makes it special. It's so hard to win. Gosh, I've been doing it 16 years now. And to actually win one is a very difficult thing. So that was a special moment. To do it at home was special. But, I want to end it, too. This is the last Bass event of the year. I just want to say thank you to all my sponsors. Great team on board. Thank you to my family. My wife, Becky, my mom are at home. Love you guys. And I want to tell you about Ike Live. I've got a live web show that I do from the Ike Live studios. The next one's October 26th. And this handsome man right next to me is going to be on the next Ike Live show.
If I stay awake. The last time I was supposed to be on it, and I fell asleep. It's tonight, okay? But I won't fall asleep this time. I'm excited about it. Are we going to wear costumes and such? It's Halloween.
It's a Halloween special. I don't want to give too much away, but some spooky stuff's going to happen. So tune in.
I'm going to dress as Trip Weldon. Okay. All right. From Muscle Shoals, Alabama, let me hear it for Timmy Horton. 21 pounds even as of day number 1, having a big week here this week. Looking to back it up here on day number 2. 5 fish, 16 pounds and 14 ounces. Moves them into 6th place in the tournament. And inside our Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, top 38 right now is where we're looking to stay. Timmy, we keep talking about Angler of the Year, but a lot of guys, they go their whole career trying to win that. I mean, you won it. You're one of the few guys who won it in your rookie season. So I guess no pressure on you. You've already accomplished that goal. But do you think, as your career's moved on here, it would even mean more now because you realize it's not going to happen every year?
Oh, there's no doubt, Dave. That's the coolest deal, and I look forward to this event as much as a fan. I like watching what Greg and Todd and Aaron and all of them's doing, and I talked to Greg the other night over here, and he told me a story. He said the day we had off, he went home and took a nap, and he woke up about noon and thought he'd overslept a tournament day. It took him about 10 minutes to get it figured out. So all of that pressure that's going on and all of that, it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, but. Man, this was a unique event. This is pretty cool. All these fans sticking with us and coming out on a Monday. Had a good time. Thanks, guys.
Well, congratulations on another great season here in the Elite Series. From Reed Springs, Missouri, the Snowman, Brian Snowden. Brian Snowden took a win at the Toyota Texas Bass Classic just a few years ago. Had 21 pounds and an ounce to start out the day today. Looking for 21 pounds, 12 ounces. To take the lead. 23 pounds and 9 ounces with 44 pounds and 10 ounces. Brian Snowden rockets up the leaderboard all the way into first place. Look at that big brown Basszilla right there that Brian Snowden went out and got here. Trying to punch his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. Currently inside our Classic cut right now and hoping to stay there with 44 pounds, 10 ounces. You are leading this deal, and no matter what way this works out, you can say you did your job here. You caught him in a big way.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. A lot of guys come in here, and there was none. But for me, it was all about making that Classic. It's been a few years since I've been there, and it's a pretty special tournament. So, I did everything I could this week to prepare, and then those 3 days off was just, it was miserable because all you do is sit and think and retie and look at your weather and see which way the wind's supposed to be. And luckily I made some right guesses today. Davey and I fished the same spot, and the wind was coming in just perfect, so it all worked out pretty good for us.
Well, that must be a very good spot because moments ago Davey Height was leading Carhartt Big Bass for the day, and now you are that big one, 5 pounds, 7 ounces. So congratulations, leading the tournament. And leading the Carhartt Big Bass for the day, here's a guy with no pressure. Knows he's going back to Classic. He's your reigning and defending Bassmaster Classic champion from Springville, Alabama, Randy Howell. 14 pounds and 9 ounces to start the day. He's got 5 fish here today. 12 pounds, 3 ounces. Going to finish with 26 pounds, 12 ounces. And you're just focused on the Classic, right? You weren't worried about this.
Yeah, Tripp's jabbing at me. Said that's the smallest limit of the tournament. But I got 5. I got one I had to get measured 3 times, but he made it in here. He got to ride in the Triton. But hey, I really wanted to catch a big bag, of course, but there's several guys that are trying to make the Classic, and thankfully by winning I had the automatic berth, and I'm high enough, I think, to double qualify, so somebody else will get to make it. But Takahiro was in one area there that had some good ones, and so I left that area. It was 2 or 3 good areas over in Big Bay, and all those guys kind of had them to themselves today. And I went looking new ones, and I thought I could find some new ones, but I really couldn't. So it's not as easy as I thought it might be. But I love smallmouth fishing, and I'm glad I had that Triton Mercury this week and all these big waves out here. Everything held up good. The power poles with the drift paddle slowed me down. I appreciate those guys putting those on for us, and appreciate all y'all coming out and giving us another chance to watch the weigh-in today. And go to kingshome.com, get you a ticket to buy that boat. To win my boat, I'm giving it away for the charity King's Home, November 14th. You can win that $75,000 fully loaded Triton and help a good cause. So check it out. Go to Livingston Lures. Check out the Howler Bait. God bless you.
All right, we look forward to seeing you at the Bassmaster Classic defending your title. Here's a guy who came into this event with a lot of pressure from San Jose, California, the California kid, Chris Zaldane. Qualified for the Bassmaster Classic last year, and after a tough start to the season this year, had a great second half. Had 17 pounds, 15 ounces as of day 1. Today, 5 fish for 14 pounds and 2 ounces. Moves you into 13th place right now with 32 pounds and an ounce. And Chris Zaldane currently in 42nd place right now for Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. And, you know, this final day, I mean, you guys, no matter what you're fishing for, I always hear you say, you know, as long as I go out in the final day with a chance. And you had that, but really trying day for a lot of anglers, I guess. A lot changed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with 3 days off, you know, we had a lot to think about. Every single morning I woke up this week, you know, during those delays, I had a different game plan each and every day. Today, you know, I ran my shallow stuff, ran my deep stuff, and I could only scrape up 14 pounds. I saw a couple big ones caught around me, and it's always frustrating to see that. So lost a fish, you know, today, but definitely not what I hoped for. I don't think I'll make the Classic this year, but just to be here at the Toyota Angler of the Year, just the race itself, I mean, it's unbelievable. I think I was in 80th place in points halfway through the season, so I really picked things up. It'll be a good, relaxing off season for me, and we'll come back strong and try to make that top 10 in points like I did last year. So, just a quick thanks to Keystone Oilfield Fabrication. They've been a great supporter of mine all year. Skeeter Yamaha, of course, you know, great boat and motor package, unbelievable. Strike King Baits, Seaguar Line, Mega Bass Rods. You guys have been great all season long. Highest Tackle Box back home. And thanks, everyone, for following me on tour this year, everyone watching on Bassmaster.com in California, all my friends and family. Appreciate it, guys. And thanks for coming out on a Monday.
Congratulations on a great second half to the season. From Palatka, Florida, give me a little love for Cliff Prince. 16 pounds and 2 ounces as of yesterday, or as of day number 1. 5 fish here today. Looks like a better day today for Cliff Prince. 21 pounds and 2 ounces. Rockets all the way up into 9th place with 37 pounds and 4 ounces. Hold him high and get loud for Cliff Prince. A great rally here on day number 2. Trying to punch his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. Current Carhartt Big Bass leader for the day is 5 pounds, 7 ounces, and you did pretty good here with these smallmouth. I mean, I don't know if you have any smallmouth in Florida, do you?
Oh no, nothing like this. I mean, we got something similar to that. It's what they call a Swanee bass, but he don't fight nothing like these do. But man, I tell you what, I'm sure glad I was in a Phoenix today. I left here. I caught my 4 best ones this morning by 9 o'clock, and I left over there I fished for 3 hours and didn't have a bite. And I drove all the way to Big Bay over there. I said, I got 3 spots over there. I said, I know I can at least catch a 2-pounder over there to finish out my limit. Went over there, hit my second spot. Scott Rook was there. He said, man, he said, throw right there. He said, there's a rock pile right there. He said, I've just caught 2 off of it. And I caught one and jumped down and I left. Got back over here with about 30 minutes left to go and coiled him out right there. So I didn't even need to go over there. But yeah, that was a rough ride. But man, like I say, I was glad I was in a Phoenix today. And I got to brag about my Mercury. I have run it hard all year. I got 150 hours on it. The only thing I've had is a 100-hour service on it. And that thing has run like a top all year long. So, but I want to thank Duckett Rods, Gator Tackle, Phoenix Boats. I mean, they've been great supporters of me all year.
I want to congratulate you on another great season here in the Bassmaster Elite Series. From Van, Texas, he's a 3-time Bassmaster winner. Let me hear it for James Nigmeyer. James had 17 pounds and 9 ounces to start out the day today. Currently in 30th place for Angler of the Year, but add to that 14 pounds and 10 ounces, moves into 14th place in this event and going to move up a little bit in those Angler of the Year standings with 32 pounds and 3 ounces. Now sitting in 21st place for Angler of the Year. Do you think it's enough, or you won't accept it until you finally get it official?
Yeah, when Tripp says, it's official and you've made the Bassmaster Classic, that's when I'll finally relax. I've done everything that I can. The fishery's phenomenal. Everybody here in Escanaba has just been wonderful. After last year, had a really rough year, and as anglers, we really try to push ourselves. No one's harder on ourselves than ourselves. We kind of compare ourselves and just continue to push ourselves. And this year's really been a blessing. I have to thank my wife and kids at home. I couldn't have anyone more supportive behind me. My sponsors, my sponsors have great products and they're great people. And in the end of it all, we do everything that we can do, and then, there's a degree of what we do that's out of our hands, and I just definitely have to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for just the blessing of this year, and it's just been great.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for you. Congratulate you on a great season and hope to see you at the Bassmaster Classic. Before I bring out our next angler, for those of you who don't know, I got to share this story with you because it could be one of the most incredible stories of the year. One event minus from the schedule. We have 8 events throughout the year. Lost his house due to a tornado at an event, left that event, so got no points from that event. And most people would think 1 event minus, there's no way he'll ever make the Bassmaster Classic. Had an incredible second half to his season and has put himself in contention with 1 day left to go. A little extra love from Mayflower, Arkansas, K Pink, Kevin Short. $15 pounds and 6 ounces to start out the day. He's got 5 fish. 18 pounds and 8 ounces here today, giving him 33 pounds and 14 ounces, putting him in 13th place in the tournament and in 34th place currently for Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. A lot of people not familiar with Escanaba. This guy, it's his vacation home, spends a lot of time here. Kevin, first of all, I got to congratulate you. No matter what way this works out, incredible. I've said this to you many times. I don't know how you focus, to even go fishing, never mind how well you have done and caught so many fish and had such an incredible second half to the season. But no matter what way it works out, I got to congratulate you on being not just an incredible angler, but an incredible human spirit, really, to be that strong and continue to do what you're doing.
Well, you just got to keep on keeping on. It's it's been a trying year, no doubt. Lost our house, my dad's house, my dad's girlfriend's house, and we're all kind of right there together. So it's been there's been a lot on my mind other than catching fish. But I guess when it got serious and it got time to catch them, we're gonna hang around and wait and see if I got it done.
Well, I sure hope you did. I'm going to wish you luck, and I know thousands of Bassmaster fans all around the world want to see you at that Bassmaster Classic. From Louisiana, the Cajun baby, Cliff Crochet. Cajun baby. had 11 pounds and 7 ounces as of day number 1. Today, number 2, he's got 2 fish for 6 pounds, 3 ounces with 17 pounds and 10 ounces. Going to move into 32nd place in the tournament, but had a great season and came into this event basically just needing to catch a couple to get to the Classic.
Yeah, it's been a long year. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. You know, I got whipped this week, but this week wasn't about it wasn't about this week. It was just getting the points to get on to the Classic, and I think I've done that, and that's exciting. To qualify for a Classic is the best thing ever.
Coming to this event, I mean, this isn't your bag. I mean, this isn't your deal. This isn't in your wheelhouse, so to speak. And I mean, you told me something yesterday at breakfast that, I mean, everybody grows up and they have their advantages in certain fisheries, and you told me something at breakfast, being from Louisiana. What do you think of smallmouth?
My mama thinks smallmouth are the devil, but I had a little pattern going in a couple areas I stayed out of, to try to help some guys out. But talking about my mama, thank my family, going home, get hitched. Who knows, at the Classic we may have a real Cajun baby. We never can tell.
Never can tell. Well, congratulations. From Gainesville, Florida, 8-time Classic qualifier, Bernie Schultz. 13 pounds, 15 ounces as of this morning. It's bringing us a 5-fish limit here today. Those 5 fish all alive, 15 pounds and 9 ounces. Going to put him in 18th place in the tournament, and see how those Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points shake out, trying to send Bernie Schultz back to the Bassmaster Classic. 29 pounds and 8 ounces. And Bernie, this week I got it with pressure coming into this event. I got to believe, outside of even the fishing, those 3 days, even more trying, just having that opportunity to sit and think about it. Really.
Yeah, I was optimistic coming up here. I mean, I like the Great Lakes. I like smallmouth. I usually do pretty good on them. But you're right. You sit around that hotel, or actually we had a cabin up the lake up at Lindbergh's, but you sit there for 3 or 4 days and it starts to work on you, and I just didn't perform very well here. I knew there were big fish here, and I kind of went for the security of the numbers, at least in the morning, and tried to better myself in the afternoon. It just didn't work out. But if I could, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Ranger, Mercury, Rapala, Yamamoto, Hildebrandt, Ray Marine. Who else have I got here? Fuji, absolutely Fuji. Rapala is my title sponsor, and that without those guys, we'd catch a whole lot less fish, I can tell you that. And Mercury Outboards, man, I covered a lot of water this week catching what little fish I did, but that boat just performed super well. And I appreciate you all. Hopefully we'll be back and I can do a better job.
All right, well, congratulate you on a great season and hope it all shakes out well for you. A 3-time Bassmaster Elite Series champion from Donald, South Carolina, Casey Ashley. Casey Ashley started the season with an immense amount of pressure. The Bassmaster Classic on his home lake, desperately wanted to get there. Had 15 pounds and 2 ounces to start the day. He's got 5 fish, currently sitting in 10th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. So you don't have to sweat out. You know you're going to the Classic. 19 pounds and 3 ounces. Moves into 13th place in the event. With 34 pounds and 5 ounces, Casey Ashley unofficially punches his ticket back to the Bassmaster Classic, but this time on his home body of water, Lake Hartwell, the home of the 2015 Bassmaster Classic. And now that this tournament is concluded, you know this official, and you're going to the Bassmaster Classic. You're going to have a very rare opportunity and fish it on your home body of water, but also the pressure doesn't stop. From now to February, everybody's going to talk, is Casey Ashley going to win the Bassmaster Classic? And that'll be decided then. But tell me about your season and how you were able to perform with that much pressure on your shoulders.
I tell you, it does. It gives you a little more drive throughout the year, knowing the Classic's going to be that close to home. And, I won an event there earlier in the year, like 2 weeks later than what we're going to be there. But, it's been an awesome year. I mean, it seems like every decision I've made has been the right one. I mean, every tournament throughout the year. I mean, it's just I'm fishing good. I got the momentum rolling last year at the Classic, and it just kept going just all year long. I mean, it's been a phenomenal year. I can't say enough. I got to thank my friends and family at home. I know they're watching. They watch every event that I fish. Hey, I love y'all. I appreciate all your support and all my sponsors too. Costa Sunglasses. I can't say enough. They've been with me since I started, and they're good people. They make a great product. I ain't gonna promise you if you buy a pair of Costas that it's gonna help you catch a lot more fish, but I will tell you will see the world clear. So at least try a pair on. Triton boats, Mercury engines, Quantum, High Seas Fishing Line. That's a new sponsor to me this year, and I tell you, it has been a good one. It has come right on through for me. I hadn't had any problem with the line all year. Quantum. I can't say enough about their rod and reels. It's the best in the business. If you're not using it, you need to at least try it. And Bad Boy Buggies, that's a new sponsor of mine this year. Y'all got a lot of snow up here. I don't know if a Bad Boy, it's an all-electric golf cart. It's a souped-up golf cart. You may be able to put a snow plow on it. I don't know, but I'd at least try it. Great fishery here. Y'all take care of it. People, if you want to come up here, it's a great vacation spot. But I will tell you, you better have at least 7 to 10 days if you're planning on fishing on this body of water.
Well, congratulations on a great season. Look forward to seeing you at the Bassmaster Classic. A former Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion, Casey Scanlon. 12 pounds and 12 ounces to start the day. Here today, 3 fish for 8 pounds and 4 ounces. Going to put you in 26th place currently, and unfortunately fall outside of that Bassmaster Classic cut. I know the goal coming into here, obviously, to make the Classic, and unfortunately fall outside of that cut, but still, you can't hang your head to know that you started this season with 107 guys, and you made it in that top 50 to be here.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be here, Of course, you want to make the Classic. That's the goal coming into every season, and came up a little short this week. I found some good groups of fish. The first day, I didn't execute, didn't put them in the boat. Today, I just didn't get the bites. I didn't make the right decisions. I was fishing around a lot of people in most of my areas, and I just didn't make the right decisions of which one to start on or when to leave. So, I was just a little bit behind this week. So, came up short, but looking forward to next year. It's been a great season. We got a great schedule next year. We're going to go to some really fun fisheries. This is a fantastic fishery. Got to thank all my sponsors, Bass Candy Baits, Lucky Strike, Maxima Line, Pro's Choice Marine. Without those guys, I couldn't do this, man. Pro's Choice is by far the best dealership in the country. Nitro Boats, Mercury Motors. Thank goodness I was in a good boat with Nitro and reliable outboard with Mercury. I mean, this is big water, and you want to make sure you're safe and get back. Texas Roadhouse. A lot of great sponsors. Looking forward to representing them again next year, and we'll see y'all at the first Derby starting 2015.
All right, we look forward to seeing you there. Keep yourself up over the winter, and we'll see you as we start the 2015 season. From Lakeland, Florida, Big Fish Bobby Lane. Bobby Lane had 13 pounds and 12 ounces as of day number 1, currently in 43rd for Toyota Angler of the Year. Going to move up 16 pounds and 14 ounces. Puts him in 19th place for the tournament currently with 30 pounds and 10 ounces. And in 30th place for Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. It's hard to believe after, I talked to you this morning and we were all bundled up and wearing all sorts of different clothes. Hard to believe that you are actually going to sweat today, but for the next few minutes here, you are going to sweat, hoping to stay inside that Classic cut. Currently in 30th place right now.
Yeah, it's been a barn burner back there, but I got hats off to Trip Weldon this week. He had a tough decision every single day the last 3 days. I would hate to be in his position, but he did make the right call. The waves would have been horrendous out there on us, but yeah, I got to sit and wait out the weigh-in now. But, it's been a great year, except for Dardanelle where I had a 0. I've had to kind of climb back in it ever since then. But definitely got to thank some people out there. My dad calls me every single morning, me and my brother, before takeoff. And he never missed one morning this whole entire year. And actually, Chris had him on the phone today because mine wasn't working on speakerphone. So, that's a special deal to have is when your dad calls you every morning. And can't do it without your sponsors, Spider Wire and Berkeley and Pure Fishing, all the right baits, lures, rods and reels. You know, I drive a awesome Toyota around this world, and I had one back in '09, and I bought a new one this year, and never had an issue with them Toyotas. So, got to say, definitely thanks to the wife and the kids at home for all their support every morning. And my daughter did wanted me to mention, she caught a 7-pounder off the dock 2 days ago, and she said, if I don't say something on stage. So, congratulations, Lexi, and I'll see you in a few days.
Congratulations on a great season. We sure hope you punch that ticket in just a little bit. All the way from Osaka, Japan, Marizo Shimizu. Started the day with 9 pounds and 10 ounces, bringing us one fish here today. 4 pounds and 5 ounces. Going to finish with 13 pounds, 15 ounces in 47th place currently, and in 32nd place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. So inside the classic cut for now, but got to sweat it out. I know you want to go back to the classic. Shaking your head, no?
If I fish Bassmaster Classic.
You'll want to fish, right?
Yeah, I want to fish, of course.
Well, we want to congratulate you on a great season. You are inside that cut right now, and we sure hope you stay there. You want to say any words to everybody at home watching?
Snowplow. Snowplow.
What? He wants to buy a what?
Snowplow.
Okay. Now, this was a special shout out to our DJ, but he's unfortunately not here right now. But all year long, Trip has he's been your English teacher, and he teaches them words like when we go to Philadelphia, he taught him to say Eagles and stuff. And Trip's favorite football team is who is your favorite football team?
That would be the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And what do they say?
Roll Tide.
Let me teach you English. Come on over here.
War Eagle.
Let's hear it for Marizo Shimizu. Now time for the 2012 Bassmaster Classic. A champion from Gunnersville, Alabama. The champ is here, Chris Lane. 21 pounds and 3 ounces to start the day here today. Currently in 11th place for Angler of the Year. Another great season for Chris Lane here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Took another Elite Series win earlier this year. Had 21 pounds and 3 ounces to start the day. Looking for 23.8 to take the lead. Looking to double qualify. 18 pounds, 8 ounces. Definitely going to do that with 39 pounds, 11 ounces. Chris Lane moves into 6th place in the tournament and solidifies a berth to the Bassmaster Classic via his win and becomes a double qualifier, helping his brother's cause to get into the Bassmaster Classic. Chris, you knew you were already going to the Bassmaster Classic via your win earlier this year, but to explain to everybody why you hear us talking about double qualifiers, if you can qualify in the points and that, it gets an extra spot from the Bassmaster Elite Series. All you guys try to help each other, but I got to feel you want to help your brother just a little bit more because he's in that 30th place spot, and every spot's going to make a difference.
Yeah, you know, we set a record about 5 years ago, I guess it was, for the first two brothers in like 30 years to make the Bassmaster Classic, and neither one of us have missed one, you know, I guess in about 4 or 5 years, so we didn't want to, you know, miss one here. So I'm pretty sure he's going to make it, and I know we're in. So, you know what, thank you guys for coming out. I know it's been a long week, and, you know, hats off to Escanaba. I know we've had a blast. We went bowling, we've been golfing, we've done it all. I mean, it's been a really good time. So big thanks to everybody, all my sponsors, fans, family. You guys are awesome, and you know what, looking forward to having a little time off.
All right, kick back, relax, and we will see you at the Bassmaster Classic.
And, you know, I know Bobby was talking about my dad a little bit and my mom. I got to say thanks to my mom and dad. They had my kids. I got 4 of them. They had them for 4 days while my wife was up here in Escanaba. It's just funny how the Lord works because, you know, when I was going to be out fishing while she was here, we actually spent 3 full days together, and I didn't have to fish, so we had a good time.
I bet you did. His first season here on the Bassmaster Elite Series, and an incredible season it's been. Let me hear for Justin Lucas. Currently sitting in 15th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points at 18-15 yesterday. Good bag today, 22 pounds, 15 ounces. Justin Lucas rockets into our top 5, currently in 4th place in this event and going to move up more spots in the Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year race. Now moves into 11th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points with 41 pounds, 14 ounces. A great event here, but this final day you came out swinging in a big way. What changed out there?
Dude, I had 12 pounds at like 11:30, and just kind of thought to myself, I need to go try something totally different. I went up shallow on a little sand edge, and I could just start seeing all these smallies. The wind stopped for a little bit, and I saw 5-pounders everywhere. And we had a 30-minute little freak show going on where I went from 12 pounds to 22.15. But I just got to say this: 10 years ago, my mom asked me if I wanted to go on a trip. I said, sure, I want to go to Pittsburgh. And she didn't know what for until I showed her the Bassmaster Classic and everything. And now I'm qualified for it. And she said then, 10 years ago, if I made it, that she would show up. So we're buying her a plane ticket to South Carolina. And, dude, I am pumped. That was my goal this year, to make the Classic. And I'm jacked right now. And thank you guys for coming out. I had a great time.
Congratulations on an incredible season. Also, his first season on the Bassmaster Elite Series, but he is no rookie. From Florida, let me hear it for the Honey Badger, Randall Tharp. Randall Tharp at 15 pounds and 3 ounces to start the day today. Currently in 19th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. Going to move up a little bit here today and once again punch his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. 21 pounds, 3 ounces. Randall Tharp moves into 12th place in this event with 36 pounds and 6 ounces. Randall Tharp going to move even higher in that Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year race. Currently in 13th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. And after last year's Classic came so close to winning that event, I got to imagine a little extra motivation to get back there and get the job done this year.
Yeah, I know that lake like the back of my hand. It was, it's difficult for me to fish a tournament like that. I'm looking forward to Lake Hartwell. I've been there a few times, and, I think it'll be easier to win one not on your home lake.
And we talked to Casey Ashley a little earlier. He's going to be in the position you were in with that extra pressure. Everybody between now and then going to be talking, can anyone beat him out there, obviously, and I'm sure you have an opinion on that. But tell me about that pressure and what it's like to go into that event and have everyone looking at you.
I kind of flew under the radar a little bit until the second day. I didn't have too many boats on me the first day, but, you learn a lot when you lead a tournament of that magnitude. I mean, there was 100 boats follow me the rest of the event, and Casey Ashley can have that this year.
Well, you want to hope to have that on the final day because that means you're in contention to win it, but a great first season here in the Elite Series.
It really was, and I haven't really thanked anybody all year. I want to take this opportunity to thank my wife over there. It's been a long season. She's put me in every day of practice. She picks me up. And, all of my sponsors, I couldn't do it without you guys. And you know what? I'm getting used to this smallmouth fishing. You guys got a fantastic fishery. I've only fished these Great Lakes 3 times. The first time I caught 15 pounds a day of largemouth, and I finished 60th place. I learned my lesson. The next time, I finished about 120th fishing for smallmouth, and today I caught the biggest bag I've ever caught. So at least I'm going the right way.
You definitely are. We look forward to seeing you at the Bassmaster Classic. Speaking of the Bassmaster Classic, former Classic champion from Auburn, California, Skeet Reese. Skeet Reese looked to be having a big day on the vlog today. Had 21 pounds, 11 ounces to start the day. Looking for 23 even to take the lead. Brian Snowden, our current leader, with 44 pounds, 10 ounces, looking for 23 even to take the lead. Skeet Reese has got 5 fish, all alive. 24 pounds, 7 ounces. Skeet Reese with 46 pounds, 2 ounces, moves into the lead. Digging deep in that Berkeley Havoc weigh-in bag. $46 pounds, 2 ounces, and he is your tournament leader, event leader, going with just a few anglers left to go here. Skeet, yesterday you told me, I believe, that not yesterday, the first day of the tournament, you told us that.
That was last week, I think.
You told us that that was your biggest bag of smallmouth. Well, not anymore. You beat that here today. So, I mean, imagine how big your bag would have been if we had stayed all 3 days.
I don't know, but I just know that's the biggest limit of smallmouth I've ever caught in competition. So to be able, I thought the other day was good. That's pretty awesome right there. So you guys got an incredible fishery out here. This week was all about just trying to jockey and for Angler of the Year points, and there was a few guys that had a shot at Angler of the Year this week, and I'm looking forward to standing back here with the rest of you and watching the final show and see who's going to win the AOY title, because to me, being the Toyota Angler of the Year is the ultimate title in bass fishing, and I had a golden opportunity to keep myself in until the last tournament on the last day, but I'm looking forward to see who's going to get the trophy today. But this morning it was interesting is how many of you were here the other day? I told you that I hooked a fish and it spit out 2 bluegill and one of them swam away. Well, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, they're eating bluegill. And I was up shallow. I was throwing a Lucky Craft spinnerbait in practice, catching them. First day of tournament, they wound up going to a white-bladed spinnerbait. Today I went to a chatterbait, and I caught 24 pounds. I guess they're up there eating bluegill, not as many crawdads as I thought. But you guys got a great fishery. I mean, today I didn't go too far. I didn't have to go battle no waves, and I strapped everything down. I had a high-five prop on there. I got a big 2,000-gallon bilge on my deck of my boat just in case, but fortunately, the days we've been out there has been nice. Anybody see the weather out there yesterday? Because it pretty much sucked. But so this was nice today. But let's get out here and see who wins this Angler of the Year championship.
Well, congratulations on another great season, Skeet Reese, one of the best ever to compete in this sport. Our next angler, a 9-time Classic qualifier from Sevierville, Tennessee, David Walker. David Walker took an Elite Series win just a few years ago. 18 pounds and 10 ounces as of this morning. 19 pounds, 8 ounces to back it up. Moves into 9th place currently in the event with 38 pounds, 2 ounces. David Walker in 9th place in the event and moves into 27th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. .38 pounds and 2 ounces. A great finish in this event. Actually, I said you moved in 27th. That was before calculations. Now moved into 15th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. So you don't got to sweat it out. You know you're going back to the Classic yet again.
That's what this whole event was about, coming up here. You know, driving up here, it's a long drive. I actually was born in Detroit, and I'd never been to this part of Michigan before. And coming up here, all I was thinking about is just don't screw this up. Because, I mean, I was in 25th coming into this. I really felt like I had more to lose than I did to gain, to be honest with you. So I really, spent a lot of time out there in practice, fished long days, and managed to figure out to catch a few fish. My hat's off to some of these guys that really smashed these fish. I never had a day like that, but I tell you, Jacob Porosnik, he really keyed me in on something, a bait I needed to try, and I tried it there yesterday, and it worked for me. And then today I had to switch over and start throwing that chatterbait. And like Skeet said, it just seemed like each day he was out there, you had to kind of readjust just a little bit, same spot, but just throw a different lure. And so, but I'd come back here in a minute. I mean, I know this was a grind to come out here and get, 3 days of sitting around waiting to go fishing, but once you get out there, it's well worth the wait.
Definitely was, and congratulations on going back to the Bassmaster Classic. Bassmaster Wildcard Champion, his first season here on the Bassmaster Elite Series, Chad Morgan-Taylor. Had 17 pounds and 2 ounces to start the day here today. Has had a great season here. Your first season in the Bassmaster Elite Series, but definitely not going to be your first Classic. Been there before, and we're sure happy you're going back there again. 9 pounds, 3 ounces today. So a tough day here today, but you're going to the Classic, so it's all gravy.
Yeah, that was the goal coming in. You don't want to. I needed to catch one fish in 2 days to do that, and I caught 17 pounds yesterday. And I love chasing these smallmouth. And it's one of those deals today. I gambled a little bit. I went to an area that I didn't go to the first day, and a lot of my competitors was in the same area, so it was a little hard to get on stuff, and I didn't want to get in anybody's way. But my hat's off to the guys who put it together here. it's been a long, grueling season. I want to say special thanks to my wife. She goes through a lot. She travels with me every day, puts me in the water, and without her, I couldn't do that. And the fans have just been overwhelming. This has been a great season to be back with the elites and, to make the Classic again. And after last year winning the wild card, it's just been a great time. And, this lake has definitely got some unbelievable world-class smallmouth in it. I mean, at practice and even during a tournament, you've seen them come across the stage. It's just it's a pleasure. It's a privilege to be here. I want to thank you guys so much for having us up here. And if you get a chance, you got to get out there and try to catch some of these things because I know it's a great walleye lake too, but there is some world-class smallmouth here.
There definitely is. Well, once again, congratulations on a great season. 8-time Bassmaster winner from Talala, Oklahoma, E-squared, Edwin Evers. Edwin Evers hit 10 pounds and 6 ounces to start the day. Unfortunately, just one fish here today. 2 pounds and 9 ounces. Going to finish with 12 pounds, 15 ounces. Currently in 20th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points, but little disappointing finish here, I got to believe. But, I talked to you the other day, and you kind of talked about maybe going out and just taking a bit of a gamble today. Is that what happened?
My boat holds 66 gallons of gas, my nitro, and I didn't want to drive home with that 66 gallons of gas, and I literally drove all the way across Big Bay, all the way out, way up Lake Michigan, and I found some of the most beautiful water I'd ever seen. I mean, there's boulders and grass, and I fished for about 5.5 hours out there and never had a bite. But I had a great day. It was a day that I wanted to go do. I could have fished a lot of other areas. I just didn't want to take a chance getting in somebody's way that is fighting to make the Classic or fighting for the Angler of the Year. And I really felt like I'd get away from everybody out there. I definitely did, and I also got away from a whole lot of bass. There wasn't any out there. But I had a great day and didn't see a boat all the way out there, all the way back. But probably should have been salmon fishing out there. That water's pretty cold.
Well, I want to congratulate you on another great year here in the Bassmaster Elite Series and wish you luck heading back to the Bassmaster Classic. This next angler has had an incredible run the last few years from Huntington, Texas, Keith Combs. Keith Combs is in 7th place in our Angler of the Year race. Going to move up for sure here today. Had 16-13 on day 1, 19 pounds, 8 ounces on day number 2, giving him 36 pounds and 5 ounces, moving him into 15th place in this event. As we said, an incredible year again here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. And you're one of the guys who did not have a lot of pressure coming into this event. You knew, mathematically eliminated from the Angler of the Year, title, but very, very close. But no way you're going to get knocked out of the Classic here because you've had an incredible season.
Right, it's just all about going out and seeing how far I can try to move up in the AOY points. And, I tell you what, it's been this is a challenging fishery. I mean, with the variables you have to deal with the waves and everything. But, it's one of the best, if not the best, I've ever fished for smallmouth bass. I was actually fortunate enough to come up here and practice in July. And, we had the wind, but we still caught, 24, 25-pound bags. There's just nowhere else you can go and do that. It's just definitely challenging, though, with the weather we've had this week.
Long season. I know you got a lot of supporters. I want to take a moment and just thank them for helping you get here.
Absolutely, man. Everybody, all my sponsors and my family and friends. But, like I was saying about this place being a challenging fishery, it's all about the equipment. A lot of people, one of the first questions somebody asked me when I got to town is, how do you guys break down a body of water like this? It's so big, so fast. And it's all about your equipment. We all run the best electronics. I run Humminbird Electronics and Minn Kota, and that Ranger boat, Yamaha motor. Everything worked flawless this week, and I promise you it was put to a big test.
Definitely was. We'll go relax, kick back, and we will see you at the Bassmaster Classic.
Dave, you might have mentioned this. I'll be remiss if I missed it. I apologize. We're going to write checks here in just a few minutes for a little over $900,000, thanks to Toyota and all of our fine sponsors. And that's what Keith touched on, moving up in those Classic points. Those dollars, zeros and stuff keep going up. So all 50 anglers take home a check. It's a great week for these guys.
It definitely is a great week. And when we all sat around the other day, we're at breakfast, and everybody was doom and gloom. I mean, they're all kind of sitting there. And I said, do you realize that if you guys posted on Facebook that you are totally bummed because you're fishing for almost $1 million on a Monday, the rest of the country would hate you, but they definitely are looking forward to it. And here's a guy who's going to get a big chunk of that. Former Bass Nation national champion, two-time Elite Series champion from Rathdrum, Idaho, Brandon Polinick. 16 pounds and 9 ounces to start the day, and a much better day here today. 22 pounds, 7 ounces. With 39 pounds, even Brandon Polnick moves into 9th place in the event and once again punches his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic in 15th place and toward a Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. And after day number 1, we talked, Brandon, and sometimes the score of the game doesn't result just whether you're in it or not. I mean, you had a decent day number 1, but if you look back, I know you told us you had 2 fish, 2 5-pounders that you had to let go. So got to feel like a little redemption to get them here today.
Yeah, today was unbelievable. I mean, I probably culled another 2 20-pound bags out there, and then caught a good 22.5 pounds today. I mean, this is an incredible fishery. Wish I would have had a better day on day 1. But, really my goal for this year was just to be a little bit more consistent. I was coming into it. I'd only made the Classic 1 time in the points. Every other one had been with a win. And so this year I wanted to come in, make it in the points, and still be in contention to win a couple events. And, I'm happy with the year I've had, and I'd take it all over and do it again next year.
Well, congratulations. Another great season. We look forward to seeing you back at the Bassmaster Classic. From Park Hill, Oklahoma, one of the most feared names in professional fishing, Jason Christie. Jason Christie took an Elite Series win, one Elite Series win of the last 2 years, and today 8 pounds and an ounce, going to finish this event with 16 pounds and 8 ounces. Jason Christie already qualified for the Bassmaster Classic via his win earlier this year on Lake Dardanelle, and came into this event with very little pressure, really, just because you're already going to the Bassmaster Classic. And I know a little bit of a frustrating finish here, but the ultimate goal to go to the Classic, obviously.
Yeah, coming into the event, I didn't have a lot to gain other than a couple $1,000, and I had 2 events this year where I had outstanding practices, and it was this event and the Cayuga event, and those were the 2 worst derbies of the year for me. But, I'm in the Classic, and that's what we're all here for, to get in the Classic. I want to thank Toyota and the Bassmaster staff. I really enjoy fishing over here, and I enjoy all the people showing up at the weigh-in and stuff. And Falcon Rods, I want to thank them. They joined me this year. They're made in America, and Cherokee Nation and all the sponsors that I have. I couldn't do it without them, and I'm looking forward to 2015.
We're looking forward to seeing you at the Classic once again and all season long on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Here's a former Elite Series champion from Salem, Virginia, the Cruise Missile, John Cruz. 18 pounds and an ounce to start out this deal. Here on day number 2, 5 fish for 10 pounds, 3 ounces, going to finish with 28 pounds and 4 ounces in 28th place right now in the event. But you're going to the Bassmaster Classic. But what changed, in between day 1 and today?
The fish were smaller when I went to reel them in. So I really don't know. I thought that I could catch at least a 14, 15 pound stringer. I was caught a limit in the first hour and a half, something like that, and thought I could just call through them, and that was all I was getting, is just the smaller, just a little 2-pounder. So I left out of there. Had some other areas I thought I could get a few big bites, and none of that stuff panned out. But that's why they call it fishing. But I can tell you what, on that long drive home, it's gonna be eating on me a little bit, not being able to finish strong. I like always being able to finish events strong, being able to adapt and make sure you stay up there in the standings. So I'm going to be a little motivated for practicing for the Classic here in the next few months. Looking forward to that. But I got to say, thank you. I have an incredible support group. Not only my sponsors, but my family. My wife, she takes care of our kids, does a great job while I'm out on the road. I love you, honey. And then my dad and Judy and my mom and my sister. I just have a great support group. So I just want to say thank you, love you all, and appreciate it. And we'll see you at the Classic.
Congratulations, another great season, and look forward to seeing you there. From Little Rock, Arkansas, former Elite Series champion Scott Rook. 12 pounds, 15 ounces to start out this deal on day number 2 here. 5 fish for 15 pounds and an ounce. Going to move them into 29th place currently. '29th place in this event. Looking to stay inside that classic cut. Not going to be a problem in 20th place right now. And Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. So you know you're heading there. We're going to weigh this for Carhartt Big Bass. Leader was 5'7". You got 5'6". So just under that lead for today. But the ultimate goal coming in here, obviously punching that ticket to the Classic.
Yeah, I came up here. I knew I needed just one fish to make it. And so you would think that would be real easy. But it was like 10 minutes to 12 the first day before I caught the first one. But really no pressure on me. I wasn't that worried about it. You know, I tried to stay around here the first day. And everywhere I went, there was a boat there. So I finally ran over to Big Bay to knock. I ran back over there today. Tripp said it was going to be a little bit bumpy this morning. He was right. I was proud to be in that Ranger Mercury coming back because it took me over an hour to get back. It was pretty rough out there. But it's been a good season. Anytime you make the Bassmaster Classic, it's great. So I've got no complaints.
Well, we want to congratulate you on a great season, and I'll see you at the Bassmaster Classic. From Warrior, Alabama, the G-Man, Gerald Swindle. Gerald Swindle started the day with 17 pounds and an ounce. He's got a 5-fish limit. Looks like a good day here for G. 17 pounds at 5 ounces, moves into 20th place currently in this event, and going to move up that Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year leaderboard. And once again, G is going to be heading back to the Bassmaster Classic, currently in 14th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. And boy, it's been a challenging week this week.
It's been a little tough, you know. I'm going to tell you, I about figured out the wind blows up here all the time. I think the only thing that blows more is that healthcare plan Obama's got out there, because I ain't found a smooth day out here yet. Y'all can quote me on that. I mean, it's pretty rough out there around the point. It feels good here out there. I seen Gilligan a couple of times. I didn't think I was going to make it back, and I'm in a pretty stout boat. But, you know, it's that time of year. We winding it down, so I know all you guys are going to get out there and go hunting. If y'all out there in the woods this year, wear your safety belt, fellas. You can get one from Summit to the pants. I'm the luckiest guy in this tournament. I fell 22 foot last Wednesday and bounced on my head and my shoulder. I'm lucky to even be alive. More men have died from the fall I had last Wednesday than ever walk away. So to be here today fishing, to be able to get out and do what I want to do, it's a blessing. That I really was looked out from the man above, because it was a bad fall. So all you hunters, if you're out there, be safe this year, and I'll see all y'all at the Classic.
We'll see you there. From Asheville, Alabama, let me hear it for 5-time Classic qualifier Matt T-Bone Herron. 16 pounds and an ounce as of this morning. He's adding 4 fish to that. Those 4 fish, 12 pounds and 5 ounces, going to give him 28 pounds and 6 ounces, and officially punches his ticket to the 2015 Bassmaster Classic. We're going to weigh that for Carhartt Big Bass. Our current Carhartt Big Bass leader for the day is Brian Snowden with 5 pounds and 7 ounces. $6 pounds and 3 ounces. A brand new Carhartt Big Bass leader for the day. And the Carhartt Big Bass for the tournament is 6 pounds, 4 ounces. So just 1 ounce short of that lead. Well, Matt, that's a great fish there. And you were one of those guys who did not come in here with a lot of pressure. And, we talked yesterday, and you're like, I don't need to go very far. I'm just going to stick around here and get the job done. And you definitely did that.
You know, I did, but, don't kid yourself. It's still a derby, and I went out and fished my brains out, and I tried to figure out how to catch them big ones, and for some reason, me and these smallmouth ain't getting along. I had one looked like his brother whooped me pretty bad, and I guess I'm going to have to go back there and practice on them largemouth to get a little meaner or something. I don't know. But, hey, I want to thank all my sponsors, Skeeter Boats, Yamaha Outboards, Santone Lures, Minn Kota, Humminbird, and everybody else. I couldn't do it without you.
Well, we appreciate you being here and look forward to seeing you at the Bassmaster Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, we started this season with 107 pros. 107 pros. We cut it down to 50 to come here, but there were 6 of them. The top 6 in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points, and we're going to bring them out right now. We are going to crown a Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year in just a few minutes. So I let you get away with the golf clap for the last little while, okay? I purposely did not prod you, but I'm going to. You need to make lots and lots of noise, because these next 6 anglers, the best in the world this year. Are you ready to meet your Super 6? after his worst season ever, came out swinging in a big, big way here this year. He rallied in a big way and in contention for Angler of the Year. He is the milkman, and he always delivers all the way from California, Jared Lintner. Jared Lintner had 19 pounds, 14 ounces to start the day. Current Angler of the Year rank is 8th place with 17 pounds, 3 ounces. Jared Lintner moves up that leaderboard in 15th place in the tournament with 37 pounds and an ounce, in 6th place in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. 37 pounds and an ounce, and Jerry, you were one of those guys who didn't have a lot of pressure in here. You know, mathematically, you couldn't catch the leader for Angler of the Year going into this event, but boy, you had an incredible season. We've talked about it a lot, but at this point, you got to kind of pinch yourself that what you did. I mean, you said to me all year, I just fished the way I like to fish, and seemed to work out for you.
Yeah, and I did the same up here. I know guys are catching them on drop shots, looking at them on the graph, and I can do that, but it's not fun to me. I caught him over here real shallow, less than 6 feet of water, top shelf swim bait. Caught several. I caught that 5.5 pounder second cast this morning. I thought I was really onto something. A Jackal TN70, lipless crankbait. And, that's the way the whole year's worked. I'm not getting stuck in a rut. I'm kind of just fishing the way I like to fish. And, the guys that are coming up behind me, I mean, I've watched several of these guys for years and years and years. And having these days off is, it kind of gets to you. I'm sure you guys have heard over and over. And the best thing that I came away with, though, is I got to, learn about Mark Davis, and we were standing right next to him. The guy is unbelievable storyteller, and now I call him one of my friends. So had a good week.
Congratulations on a great season. The next angler I'm bringing out an incredible first half to the season. And he looked like this was going to be his title, but a great year, a 3-time Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, the 1995 Bassmaster Classic champion from Mount Ida, Arkansas, Mark Davis. $20 pounds, 4 ounces to start the day. 5 fish here today looking for 25-15 to take the lead. 24 pounds and 9 ounces. Not going to take the event lead from Skeet Reese. 1 pound, 6 ounces short of the event lead. But Mark Davis continues his assault on the Bassmaster Elite Series. What a season for Mark Davis. And that right there is the fin freak of nature in his right hand. $44 pounds, 13 ounces, going to weigh that for Carhartt Big Bass. Biggest one of the day is 6'3". Biggest one of the tournament is 6'4". That one, 6 pounds, 4 ounces. Mark Davis in a two-way tie for Carhartt Big Bass for the tournament. But what a day, boy. I tell you what, a lot of times when we go to smallmouth fisheries, guys will point to, some of the northern guys, Brandon Palnick, stuff seems to always be in the mix, but I look at your record over the last number of years, and smallmouth get along with you very, very good.
Oh, I love coming up north, and I'll tell you guys, this is probably the best place to fish in the world, but you got to wait till the right day to go. Boy, I tell you what, I've had a lot of fun up here. I brought my kids up here back in July. And I said, it's going to be great, and we're going to have a big time. Wind blew every day. We stayed 9 days. I finally just got aggravated and drove back to Arkansas. I mean, we fished every little creek and mud puddle and everything where you could get a bass boat. We caught fish everywhere we went, but I never did really get out there on the big water and get to look at it. But, man, what a great place to fish. And, you catch a 6-pound smallmouth, man, that's world class. That's a great, great place.
World-class fishery, and you're a world-class angler, and it kind of seems wrong that you should not hang your head at all after the season you've had. Incredible season you had. Tell me about it this year.
Well, I really thought, and I never would say, but I really thought I would win my 4th Angler of the Year title this year, but it was not meant to be. Started out great, having all those top 3s and 4s and the second, and then I kind of blew out my tires there for a couple of them, but wound up doing good in the last couple of tournaments and wound up with a good year. And that's what. It's a shame to have that kind of a lead though and blow it. I had a 40-point lead, and I blew it. But that's the way it goes, And I can tell you, in years past, I've won Angler of the Year, and you cannot stumble. You can stumble, but you still have to catch them. You can't have an event like what I had at Dardanelle. That took me out of the race. But hey, what are you going to do? It's been a good year.
Incredible year indeed, and it's been great seeing you at every single event. We look forward to seeing you next season. Our next angler, his first season here, but we know he is no rookie, but we've got our Rookie of the Year race. Done that already, but let's see what he does for Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year from Virginia. Give me a little love for Jacob Prosnick. Just 4 events. That's all it took for him to taste victory on the Bassmaster Elite Series. 4 events in. Took a win. Had 24 pounds and an ounce to start the day. Watch the scales. Looking for 22.2, 23 pounds, 5 ounces. Jacob Prosnick punishes him here on Championship Monday with 47 pounds and 6 ounces. We have a brand new event leader. 47 pounds and 6 ounces, and Jacob Prosnick proves he has got some big staying power here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Boy, I talked to you all season long, and unbelievable, but before the season even we talked last year, and you said, I want to come to the Elite Series. It took you 4 events to taste victory, and you may be tasting a second victory in your very first season. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I was going to try to ask whoever wins Angler of the Year, we'll trade them a Rookie of the Year trophy for their check. That would be a good thing, good way to do it. But I don't think they're going to go for that. But first off, before I get started and all this stuff, I'd like to thank my sponsors. First of all, Livingston Lures. They have provided me the opportunity to be able to fish this year. And without them, I wouldn't be able to do it. Priority Toyota, it's a great dealership at home. Toyota's the best truck I've ever driven to pull anything. I get to run a Best boat, Ranger boats, Mercury. Knock on wood, it's been 3 years since I've been in the service trailer for anything that's happened on my Mercury motor. That's incredible. Folks, if you're looking for a great motor, reliable, that'll get you anywhere you want to go, try them out at Mercury. Lowrance Electronics, today, give you a little spill today. I've been catching them up there in like 3 to 6 foot, on a swim bait and a tube and a drop shot and stuff. And today, I caught one. And I kind of just started drifting off, and I got out off the break, and my depth finder lit up my Lowrance, and it was game on after that. It was 4-pounder after 4-pounder after 4-pounder after 4-pounder. But, it was just one of those things. And, amphibious sunglasses, you can't beat them. You want to go sight fishing, try them out, man. They're the best. And they actual float, so you only got to buy 1 pair or 2. It'd be a whole lot better. But, it's just been a great year, and I love being able to be here and to be able to fish in a thing with all your idols, look, Mark Davis, I remember standing in line getting his autograph when I was young at the Richmond Bassmaster Classic, that's just the kind of people these guys are, and the way they act and the way they hold themselves, it's just true professionals, and I love every day of it.
You're one of the best in the business and came into this final event where a lot of guys saying they just need to do this. You had, in one of our strongest rookie classes ever, I believe, arguably the strongest rookie class we have ever had. You came into this event with such a lead that nobody could catch you. So I want to congratulate you and officially make him the 2014 Bassmaster Elite Series Rookie of the Year, Jacob Prosnick. Your 2014 Bassmaster Elite Series Rookie of the Year already tasted 1 Elite Series victory, and you may just be seeing a number 2 in a rookie year. And, we talk about that award, and like that group of anglers, means a lot, I got to believe. When you came in and you looked at the rookie crop, the freshmen that came into this, boy, some stout sticks. One of them being the defending Forest Wood Cup champion and on and on.
It was like we were having kind of 2 different, tournaments in a year, and any one of those guys could have absolutely, wrecked them this year. And, I'm not saying that I, did everything good, but bass fishing comes down to making the right decisions. And every one of us that comes out here and puts a rod and reel in our hand has the ability to win. And you can't take nothing away from them. But decision making means the best part. And this year, I kind of got lucky and made a few right decisions when things just kind of went my way. And that's what it's. I mean, that's what it's all about. But what a great crowd. And I would love to come back to Escanaba. This has been a fun week. We got to go golfing at the Gladstone Golf Course. That'll probably show in the air. And we cut up and goofed off and had a good time. But it kind of felt like we were in jail, though. We're not out there fishing, so it was a really, really good this morning when I idled out of that marina.
Well, it was congratulations on an incredible season. Jacob Prosnick, your tournament leader, already tasted Elite Series victory once, but we are here for one reason, and that is Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, and we have just 3 anglers left to go. The next one, he is the reigning and defending Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year from Leeds, Alabama, Aaron Martins. An incredible season last year, and winning the Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year title once is something most people dream about. That is a feat you have accomplished twice. And here today, 15 pounds and 9 ounces is going to move you in 27th place with 32 pounds at 15 ounces and put you in second place in our Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year race. Get loud for your reigning and defending Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron, an incredible season, and unfortunately, I know you came into this wanting to win back-to-back AOY titles, but the fact that year after year you're in contention for this title, it's unbelievable, and you got to be commended for that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my first 3 fish were like the ones I held up, and that happened the first day of this tournament. I had my first 3 fish were all good ones, and the last 2 I had to measure, and that's what happened today. I had one of the best practices of smallmouth fishing I ever had, and I was fishing really close to Prosnick. I saw him like almost all day. Not close enough to where I figured he was fishing that deep, but and I was on him, 50 bites, in Little Bay, and I thought for sure 20 pounds would be easy, and they just disappeared. I didn't figure them out. I kept thinking maybe we were up on the sandbar, so I wasted a lot of time shallow. And some guys caught them up there, but it seemed like 95 or so % of them kind of moved offshore and went deep, which is not what I expected on this place. But I want to say it was fun for me in the tournament, but it wasn't. It was really frustrating. Just to catch them that good, and I tried to shake everything off. But in practice last week was some of the best smallmouth fishing I've ever experienced. And the way you catch them shallow like that, 2 to 5 feet, was just, and they're all. Every third fish was like a 4 or 5 pounder. It was incredible. But neat fishery. Now I kind of know a little bit more about it. That they do go in 25, 30 feet of water, which is amazing. But we did have a big law in the 3 days off period, and that's almost too much for me. I had too much rest. I felt too good, and maybe that got to me too. But I get to go home now. It's been I think I've been home a week since February, and I'm being honest. And I went to California, visited family there, and I was home for a day. I went to ICAST, was home for a day after that, and then came up here, and I've been gone ever since. So looking forward to going home, and I got a cruise. Can't wait. Friday morning we're leaving for a Disney cruise. It'll be fun. But I admit I did the best I could. I just sometimes you can't stay on like that, and it's frustrating to be a smallmouth fisher, which I love doing, and not being able to follow him out like Prosnick did. But he did see some. He'll probably tell you the story, but I looked all day for birds and fish boiling. Anything. I threw out to a couple of deep fish today at boil, but if you get one bite doing that, it can change your whole outlook, the whole tournament. So I just didn't get fortunate like that.
We want to congratulate you on an incredible year, an incredible reign as our Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year champion. I can guarantee you this will not be your last run at it. Let's hear it for Aaron Martins. And then there was 2. These next 2 anglers, we're going to make somebody's dream come true here. These next 2 anglers have both been second for this title before, and I can guarantee you, look at these guys, and we hear it year after year, and we say it. These guys are guys that are going to win that title sooner or later. One of them is going to do it a few minutes from now. He is a 4-time Bassmaster winner from Jasper, Texas, TODD, Todd Faircloth. Todd Faircloth at 20 pounds, 15 ounces. He's got a 5-fish limit, looking for 13 even to take the AOY lead. 15 pounds, 3 ounces. Todd Faircloth, with 1 angler left to go, moves into 21st place and in spot number 1 in our Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year race. Get loud for Todd Faircloth. An incredible season here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Todd, it seems like this whole deal's been going on for a while now. Not just this event, but at our last event, you and Greg Hackney have spent a whole bunch of time looking at each other and looking at trying to beat him in that last event, and then yet again we're down to 2 anglers. I mean, at some point here, I mean, I got to imagine you get sick of looking at Hackney, basically, and you just want to get this deal over with.
Yeah, we've been back there, it seems like, for an hour and a half. It seems like we've been back there for 5 hours. But, you know, I've had a great year this year. You know, today didn't unfold exactly like I wanted it to. I had a spot out there by the islands. I was running that Skeeter and Yamaha way out there in that big water. And, you know, I got out there the first day of the tournament, and I caught so many 4-pounders, and I would catch one and there'd be 5 or 6 more following it. And you know, we've been off for 3 days. So I went back there hoping that they were still there, and I fished a 1/4-mile stretch where there were hundreds of smallmouth bass, and they were gone, absolutely gone. I never had a bite there. And fortunately, I had a little backup deal that I ran out to, and I caught what I caught today. But, you know, smallmouth have done this to me twice in my career, and both times I was in the AOY contention. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know what Greg's going to have. And, you know, regardless of the outcome here, I've had a great season. And, you know, the Lord's blessed me. And my family came up last night. But, you know, it's you know, you got a great fishery here. It's kind of like I was listening to Mark talk earlier. You got to kind of pick and choose your days to go out there. But I think that's why this fishery is so great, is because they're protected from the wind and they're protected from the ice. And you know, there's fish out there that will die and never see a bass lure. That's kind of cool to me. And I think that's really neat place to be. And you know, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I know today's Monday, and you guys probably got off work early, come out here and watch us, and appreciate you guys' support, and maybe we'll come back up here one day.
I'm sure we will. I'm not going to ask you to go anywhere. You can have a seat in our hot seat for just 1 minute here, and we're going to get you to stand side by side because our Angler of the Year is about to be decided. Our next angler, hot off a win at our last event, having one of the hottest seasons ever wherever he is fishing, from Gonzales, Louisiana, the Hack Attack, Greg Hackney. Todd gets side by side with Greg Hackney. Greg Hackney had 18 pounds even going into this deal. 5 fish, looking for 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 17 pounds, and 4 ounces. 17 pounds, 2 ounces. Greg Hackney has done it. He had his eye on the prize, and now he has officially become your 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Get loud for the Hack Attack, Greg Hackney. Greg Hackney. First of all, I got to ask you, before we make this official and bring this trophy out, I got to believe you have proven to this world that you are officially one of the most mentally strong pros to ever compete. 3 days of pacing back and forth in that hotel room, waiting to go out and get this done. Tell me what's going through your mind. A lifetime waiting for this moment, Hackney, and this means everything to you. I know, looking out at your family here, and honestly, one of the toughest situations we've ever seen in an Angler of the Year race. Most of the time, as you said to me, and the first day of the tournament, I asked you, when do you get nervous? And you said, I'm never nervous when I'm fishing. So then we just went ahead and canceled 3 days and spent a whole bunch of time not fishing to make it a little tougher on you. How did you deal with that?
I don't know. Probably the worst I felt the whole week is like when I checked in this afternoon. Golly, I could feel my heart beating. I thought it was going to come out of my chest. You know what? I don't know what to say. I just been very blessed. My family sacrifices a lot so I can do this. You know, I really don't know what to say. You know, I have great sponsors, Phoenix Boats, Mercury, Motor Guide, Quantum, Gamma Fishing Line. I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, Lowrance, Power Poles, TNH Marine. You know, they all, Strike King. Definitely couldn't do it without them, and they all take care of me, and they have, and I feel like, you know, they were betting on me. So, you know, I needed this.
They bet on you, and they won big. For the rest of your life, you can say you play this game, but nobody played it better than you in 2014. Congratulations, my friend. Let's make this official. We'll bring out our defending Angler of the Year, Aaron Martins, to do the handoff and hold it high over your head. Your 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Lifelong dreams do come true. Greg Hackney. One more time, Escanaba, let me hear it for your 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Greg Hackney. That support system he talked about, Team Hackney, we're going to welcome his family out here, came all the way from Gonzales, Louisiana to share this moment. And for years and years, this family has dreamed of it. And once again, here on the Bassmaster Elite Series, dreams do come true. The 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Greg Hackney. Greg, come on over here, and everybody got to know about this week. And I know now the family's here. I mean, I don't know if this makes it any easier or any tougher, but I'm sure at the pre-tournament meeting you looked at that trophy, and in your whole life you've wanted to put your hands on that trophy, and now nobody for the rest of your life can take that trophy away from you. For the rest of your life, you'll be known as Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Greg Hackney. How do you like the sounds of that?
Sounds great. You know, I've probably never been emotional about something like I have been this. It's been weird. You know, I've been fishing a long time now. It's not like I just started, but it seems like I've been hunting that my whole life. I didn't know that. I didn't know how it would make me feel. I just knew I wanted to see what it was like. You know, it was an honor, just honestly, just to be in the position to have a chance at Angler of the Year, because you know, all these guys I fish against out here are my heroes. I watch them. They never cease to amaze me. They have, you know, all week this week, you know, and the break was killing me. I mean, I don't know. I thought I was getting sick one day. I don't know what day it was. We were off so many, but yeah, it's been. I've never felt pressure like this before. It hasn't bothered me when I'm fishing. It only bothers me in the afternoon. It did the first day. The last hour, boy, I kind of got, you know, an emotional wreck. And I did the same thing today because I would go long periods without a bite at the end. But, I mean, I didn't have a great practice here. I knew it was going to be hard because I never found that glory hole, you know, and the wind, it made it hard to practice. And I started way off practicing over in Big Bay to Knock, and then I ended up over here. Then I ended up down the lake, and I just never felt like I got in the groove. And you know, there was one area of this bay that produced the majority of the weight, and I actually never wet a hook there. And it was kind of killing me. They just crushed them in there, you know. So I don't know. I still don't know what to say. I just, like I said, it's been a blessed year. I've had a blessed career. I mean, I couldn't, you know. It's like I couldn't ask for this, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you know, things have been good for me, and I don't know, that's the greatest thing ever.
I got to ask you, this tournament, you came in here with more pressure than anybody. I mean, you were the man with the plan, saying, catch me if you can. You had a target on your back, and you said a tough pre-fish. I mean, all that pressure mounted in the 3 days off. How much relief did you have when you actually heard your name announced and you got to idle out of this marina this morning?
I'll tell you what, I've been like a caged tiger for the last 3 days, just pacing round and round. I couldn't be still. It's like I never could find any eat. I'd lay down, that didn't work. I'd get up and roam around. I'd worked on my fishing tackle, and I just couldn't be still. I had some of that today. I was fishing slow, and I felt like I was running in place while I was fishing. I just couldn't be still. I was so glad when we left this morning. I really, that's the thing. When I unloaded this morning, I always put in early. I like to have time to think about the day ahead, and I put in another ramp, so I'd, run over here and take some time, and I felt good. I really felt good this morning, but I got started off slow again this morning like I did the first day. That bothered me a little bit. So I made a run south to a place where there were lots of fish, and I got down there. It was kind of the same deal like Todd was talking about. I fished through it, and I fished, and there were droves the first day. Like either there'd be 10 chasing my bait, or I'd catch one, there'd be 10 with it. And today when I got there, I never saw one, and I catch a pike, and that's I don't know why that's a bad omen. I just hate to catch a pike, when I'm I was like, dang, and I catch a couple little bitty ones, and I finally, I picked up a spinning rod and a wacky rig shimmy stick and on a spinning rod and just started throwing. These fish were on dark spots on little patches of milfoil and some other kind of little short grass that was growing there. And the sun would come out, and I would see those dark spots, and I finally got to catching some. And I got easy, but the deal was they were not the ones. The other day, they were a half a pound heavier, every one of them, so that worried me. And so I saved some time, and I came back in here because I did that the other day, and I caught a big one at quitting time. Well, I didn't catch that big one today. And so I had a lot of anxiety, just to say the least.
Was it that one bait, or did you cycle through a bunch of baits here this week?
Now, I caught them all on a yellow perch colored 1.5, KVD 1.5 the first day. I mean, I lit them up. I probably caught 30 on it and probably had 30 more bites. But the thing about it was I would throw it, and the ones that wouldn't get it, they'd run it in. So if there was a better one, I would pick up and pitch to the better one. I'd trick them out, where I could see them. And when I seen one I thought would help me, I would fish for that one. And again, it's you can do that on a place like this because those fish, if they've been fished for, not much. I never caught a fish this week that had a hook mark in its mouth. And so you can do that. I sight fished a bunch. Today I couldn't see them. It was kind of cloudy and the wind was blowing. I didn't even know if they were still there or not. And I just caught them blind fishing that worm. Well, the other day when I would trick them out on the crankbait, and I caught some on a little swimming shiner. I caught a handful doing that. Like I said, I just never got it going like I wanted to. So it's been a rough week.
Well, this week ended the way you wanted it to. My friend, you said it years ago, and you confirmed it this week. Godzilla ain't got nothing on you. Hold it high. Your 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Greg Hackney. We started with 107, cut it down to 50, and now just one remains. Greg Hackney, the most dominant angler of the 2014 season. Godzilla ain't got nothing on him. On behalf of the entire Bassmaster Elite Series staff, our entire team, we want to thank you, Escanaba. This has been a trying week. We made history here, the first ever 3-day-in-a-row cancellation, but it all worked out. The Hack Attack is back in a big, big way. Your 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year.